What is up, guys? Here we are at Monster Motivator TV, and we are coming up to number 50 real quick. I believe number 50 is going to be Monday. We're going to promote the heck out of that. That is going to be a blast because they're turning the tables. They're going to ask me the questions.
Wow.
I'm on the hot seat.
This is going to be great.
I'm on the hot seat. So, as always, we have an awesome show for you, but let me kind of give you some background on how dynamic this is going to be. When, you know, we love entrepreneurs, and you know that's my oxygen. I love being around entrepreneurs. I love that energy, that like-mindedness. That's my oxygen, right? So my oxygen level just went up a few notches today, because wait till you hear this. Now, I always tell people, if you find yourself in a funk, get out of your bubble, get out of your world.
That's right.
Go to a children's hospital. See a little girl fighting for her life for cancer. Go to a convalescent home when their time is ticking away and they can't get that back.
Right.
You guys ready for this?
Are
you ready for this? Homeless to entrepreneur in how many years?
Wow, I said
What was the window?
a year and a half.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
Homeless
Yeah.
to owning her own
Yes.
boutique.
Yes.
And in the, what industry?
Fashion
industry,
That's
right?
Designer.
Wait till you hear this story. And you know me, I'm always going to pick those golden nuggets out.
That's right.
Right? So her name is O'Shea. I am so excited to hear this story just because this is what Monster Motivator TV is all about.
That's right.
It's about, right, figuring out why you can do it versus why you can't.
Right.
So
That's
you
right.
are living proof
Yes.
that whatever it takes,
Yes.
if you're willing to do it,
Yes.
you will succeed,
You will.
right?
Yes, correct.
Knuckle that up,
That's
girl.
it.
Knuckle it
That's
up.
right.
So,
No, for real. That's
O'Shea,
it. Yes.
introduce yourself
All
and
right.
tell us where it started,
Yes.
where you came from, where you're at today, and where you see yourself going. And we're just going to chunk this down because
Yeah.
I'm pulling those golden nuggets out, girl.
Okay, I live in San Diego as a hairdresser. I started out doing actually hair extensions and things like that, and I would never see myself doing fashion. Well, in 2010, everything hit. I lost everything. Everything went boom in 2010.
Okay.
And that was a really rough year at that time. Houses were lost. A lot of things were going on.
But let's do
And
this,
let's-
right?
yeah,
Let's hold
yeah.
up, because we're going to go all the way.
Yeah,
to
we're going deeper.
We're going to the beginning. So
Oh, yeah.
where were you? Where were you raised? Where'd you grow up?
I am born here in San Diego, California.
Okay, you know what we call that,
Born and
right?
raised, yes.
You know what we call that?
Native?
No.
Uh-oh.
I'm from Jersey. You know what we call that?
What do you-
Spoiled.
Ah!
Look at this. This is paradise, girl. This
I
is
love it.
paradise.
It is.
So what area in San Diego?
I grew up off 43rd and kind of like Newton over there when I was a young child.
So for people that aren't familiar,
yeah,
is that
that's in the south side of
Okay.
National City.
National City? Okay.
Yeah, and
okay.
then we branched out to the Spring Valley, kind of Lemon Grove area later in life.
Okay.
I went to Mount Miguel High School
Okay.
over there in Spring Valley, and then I went to, ended up graduating from Hoover High, and
Okay.
that was the North Park area.
So how was your childhood?
And then my childhood was very well. My mother passed away when I was 15.
Okay.
So things hit then too.
Right.
But I've always had a very intuition of myself. I always had courage and knew that something great can happen in my life. These things don't happen for a reason.
No, it's never by mistake.
That's right.
So let's expand on that a little bit because people are going, man, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
how does that happen? And
Yes.
I believe you just have to tie into your inner GPS.
Yes, correct.
And your gut feeling.
Yes.
So what was going on when you were that young? Like those feelings, share that.
You know, I always ran into people who were positive people for some reason, a
Because
lot
you
older than me.
Okay.
And they would always tell me, because I didn't have the mother figure,
Mhm.
and they would always say, you know, things to me, positive things, stay focused, stay around people that kind of direct you. And
Your
they would
environment.
always say, you know, you're something special, they would say.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, you know, we always have these angels around us sometimes that just give us messages. And as I got older, you know, kind of going through that
Mhm.
time of depression and stuff like that, we all have that. I was building something new in myself.
Good. Okay. So
Yes.
here's what I want to highlight because we want to people that I always tell people your story's not about you. It's
Right.
about you made it because
That's
it's
right.
about the people that are trying to figure
That's
out
correct.
can they make it,
Yes,
right?
yes.
However they connect
Mhm.
doesn't matter, right?
Doesn't matter.
So I'm a big believer that the greatest gift you can give a child, actually a person, but the greatest gift that you can give a child is the bulletproof self-image,
That's
right?
correct.
And in order to do that,
Yes.
they have to know that you believe in them.
That's correct.
Because they believe everything you tell them. So when you were growing up as a
Yes.
teenager, you were hearing
Yes.
adults saying there's
Mhm.
something,
Mhm.
there's just something about you.
That's correct.
Right? So you
Yes.
start to believe that.
Yes, you do.
So I would have to imagine when we finally get there,
Yes.
that it had so much to do, right?
Yes.
With getting through
Yes,
that
is right.
dark time.
Yes, it was.
So
Yes.
let me ask you this,
Yes,
coming
it
from
was.
you,
Wow.
how
that's personal.
important, right? How important is that?
It's very important when you're young because you need to have people that speak positive things to you and
Okay.
not negative things. Even though negative things came to me and told me things were not going to make it, I still had something in me that said, you know what, I'm not here for no reason.
Okay.
I'm here for a purpose.
Now here's what, you ready?
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
You're bringing a heat already. Check this out, girl. You ready?
Yes.
My girl Sonia Ramos, 26 and Imperial.
Wow.
Now, I got the chills. We just did a Monster Motivator TV with
Yes.
Sonia. She runs Boxing for Christ
Oh
up
my
in San
God.
Jacinto. Her daughter was just on Friday, 19 years old. You ready? Wait a minute. 17 years old.
Oh my
She was
God.
in high school, worked, and trained for boxing. 19. She has
My.
3 championships.
My goodness.
So Sonia,
Sonia, congratulations.
yeah, isn't that awesome?
This is awesome.
Linda,
You can do
belt
it, girl.
off, amazing. You go, girl.
Yes.
Thank you, girls.
guys.
Right?
Thank you,
And
guys.
that's-
And this
that's
is what it's all about. Yes.
That's what it's about.
Yes.
So, and I didn't mean to cut you
That's
off, but this
awesome.
gets me excited.
That is very exciting.
That gets me excited.
Yeah.
So, and there's more to come, I'm sure. So,
yeah.
so you know, do you feel though that helped you?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to go through trials to get through, to
Mhm.
really understand what your life is truly about.
Mhm.
And it's not, it may be a bad time, but it's really guiding you and shaping you into something great. And I believe that is exactly my life. I had to be shaped and molded to be in the environment I am today.
And become that person.
And become that person because it's all about love and giving.
Mhm.
And giving somebody something great in their life, saying something simple like you can do it, it actually helps yourself too.
Is this such a win-win?
Yeah,
It is such a
it's
win-win.
equal.
It-
You're helping each other. We
it-
need each other.
And see,
And that's what it's about.
and it's so great that you said that because
Yeah.
it's such a win-win.
Yes,
And
it is.
people say, you know, because that's what I love about this show.
Yes, it's
My
beautiful.
my vibration
Yes.
just goes through the roof. I'm ready to run through a brick wall.
Yeah, this is
when I
awesome.
get done.
I mean, this is energy. I mean,
Right?
this is really good energy.
It's always a win-win.
Yeah.
So many
Yes,
people
it is.
don't realize and don't look at it that way.
Right.
So now you're out of high school.
Yes, I'm out of high school.
And then what?
I went to college. I went ahead and started taking beauty things. I went to beauty school.
Okay.
I even took fashion, and I went to City College.
Has that
and did
always
that.
been in your
It-
DNA?
Yeah, it has. You know, I just knew I was in something like that because I would always dress the windows at the
That a
shopping
girl.
stores.
That a girl.
And it would always bring in the money, you know. So I think I knew I had something then, but I still wasn't sure.
Mhm.
And then I went ahead and got into the beauty field, which was the hair business.
Okay.
And I ended up graduating from that and getting into hair.
Now, how was life for you at that time?
It was very good.
It was.
Financially, it was a big hit. Extensions were very big at that time. Well,
Okay.
they still are.
Okay.
But I was young and just getting into it, so it was really great energy then, you know. And I had my own, ended up getting my own boutique.
Beautiful.
I ended up getting my own shop, and I had that for 16 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Where
and
at?
that was in North Park off of 30th in El Cajon Boulevard.
Okay.
And I was over there for a while. And again, I was being shaped and molded.
Yes.
Yes, I was.
Yes.
And in 2010, everything hit, everything went under. I went straight homeless. Everything just dropped.
So let's go back a little bit though. What made you open your first boutique? Where was that?
Wow.
Was there? Where'd that come from?
You know, the drive, I say God is good. I mean, He just led me in an area where I was feel comfortable. And I've always wanted to fix people. You know, when my mom passed away, I tried to save her and I couldn't. So something in me wanted to save somebody else.
Right.
So I would use the hair as a way of trying to help those without hair.
So here's the thing, right? Again,
Yeah.
the same recipe, just different ingredients.
Mhm.
Your why was big enough.
Yes,
Your why became bigger than you.
yes, it did.
Right? And you started taking that action
That's correct.
to make it happen.
That's
See,
correct.
let me just again, in living color right here is true. It's the same recipe, different
Yes.
ingredients. She found her why.
Yes.
Then her why became more than her, became bigger than her,
Yes.
which I believe when your why becomes bigger than you become unstoppable.
That is correct.
Right? And you found your passion,
That
you
is correct.
found your love.
Yes, it
So
is.
those 14-hour days don't feel like 14-hour
No.
days compared to something, if me and you were stuck in a cubicle, that's, that's hell on earth,
Yes.
right? For,
Yes.
for
No, it is.
our DNA.
No, it is.
Right?
No, you're right.
It is what it is.
Yes.
It is what it is.
Yeah, you hit it right on the
So mentally, in your mind, when you decided to go on your own for the first time, how did it feel?
Actually, I was kind of like scared. I was like,
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Did you have the dynamic duo? Were you scared and excited at the same time?
Yeah, I was.
It's big enough, right?
And it's big because you never know where life leads you.
Mhm.
And it was a stepping out on faith that I had. And I said, well, again, I'm not here for no reason. There's a purpose in all of our lives to achieve something in our lives. And you must have the faith to believe it. And that's what I was saying to myself. I have that faith. God gave me a reason to be here. The faith that I have, I must have that faith strong enough to say, I can do this. Otherwise, I don't have the faith. If I think opposite, then yes, it's not going to work.
And you're defeated.
I'm defeated.
So again, it's not a fear. Fearless is the wrong word in life because fearless doesn't exist.
Right.
Fear is going to happen.
Yes.
Fear barriers are going to come up,
That's right.
especially when you're willing to grow, expand, get outside your comfort zone.
Yes.
It's courageous.
Yes, correct.
You want to dig into that courageous, right? That's
Yes,
why
you
I think people get misled with this fearless, right?
Right, that's
because when
correct.
they start to feel the fear,
Right.
right?
Right,
Easy
right.
for me to say.
Yeah.
They go back into safety because they think there's something wrong.
Yes, they
No, that's right.
Right.
That means it's big enough,
It is big enough.
right? It has enough
Yes.
juice,
Yes.
Because-
we have
right?
so much to offer.
right?
We have a lot to offer. We have so much to give. And when we get in the fear factor, we got to get out of the fear factor and get into the faith factor. Because the
Let's
faith,
break that down.
See
I
what
love
mean?
that. Okay.
And the faith factor is the belief that you can do all things, and that if it's instilled in you, then you shouldn't be fearful. Now you might have sometimes a little doubt, but then that fear factor kicks in, and then here comes the faith factor.
Yes.
So you already accomplished by just knowing you have that faith factor in you.
And I love that because we're saying the same thing, we just using different
Mhm.
words. Is I call the fear barrier the bully,
Yes.
right? And the
Yes.
only way how do you stop a bully? You step up.
You step up.
Right? Or
Right.
else they're going to keep taking
Yeah,
your lunch money,
that's correct.
right?
That's
So in
correct.
order to get
I
your
love
lunch money back,
Yeah.
right, from that fear
Yes.
barrier, you have to step up.
Yes.
And when you step up, when you face your fear, it disappears. And I share this all the time, and I shared this last night.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think. Darkness is only temporary as long as you keep moving forward.
Yes,
The only
that's
time it
right.
becomes permanent is when you go back into safety.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Is that
That is powerful.
that?
That is it.
That's
yes.
it.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
life.
That's life. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So
We are the light in darkness.
love it. Now I get the chills.
Yeah.
I
We
love
really
it.
are, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So you open your boutique.
Yes, I
You,
did.
you first opened it up.
I sure did.
Now what? Now give us.
Wow.
How did it start? What did
Okay.
it look like? Give us that visual, right? Because we think in pictures.
Yeah, I was going to a Bible class. I ended up running into the owner of the Bible class, and I kept saying, I have a boutique. I kept saying it. Even at my brother's, I was living with my brother at the time too, and I just had about like 8 dresses, and I just kept designing them. Didn't stop. Just kept saying, I'm gonna have my
Yeah.
boutique.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my boutique. And I would tell everybody, I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna be blessed by it. It's gonna be a blessing to many. I would always say that, even
Now-
if it was not in front of me.
But I mean, so this is the gold nugget, right?
Yes, it is.
We think in pictures.
Yes,
So envisioning
yes,
is vital
yes.
for that very first step.
Yes, it is.
So you saw yourself
Yes,
in the boutique
yes, I did.
before physically you were in the boutique.
That is
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Over
That's right.
and
I
over
spoke it into existence.
and over.
That's right.
Understand now, for someone out there that's, and I'm just using an example, say a single mom that's
Yeah.
trying to get out of that 9 to 5,
Mhm.
or they're trying to get in the gym and lose weight, whatever
Right,
their
right. Whatever
whatever
their
their
goal.
comfort zone is,
right.
their non-comfort zone is, they want to learn. I want them to learn from you. So
Yes,
so envisioning
yes,
is huge, and this is not, as you guys know, this is not pink clouds, unicorns, and the Easter Bunny, right?
This
Quantum
is-
physics backs us up
You're right.
that thoughts are
I
things,
love it,
and
yes.
this is real.
This is
So
real talk.
whether you,
Yes.
her story right here, and these golden nuggets, if you want to get into better shape,
Yes.
you take those pictures, you
Yes.
put them up on that refrigerator, you put them up on that
Mhm.
wall, you put them in your office, and you start to live it.
Yes.
Right?
You do. You
Then
have to
all of a
make
sudden it
Yes.
becomes your reality.
Yes, it does.
Is that accurate? And
That
that's
is accurate.
is that what you did?
Yes, I did.
I mean, I love that.
I spoke it into existence. I mean,
Mm.
you know, a lot of things that are in front of us, you can't look at what's in front of you. I mean, you can be in the field and say, okay, this is what's in front of you, nothing's around you. But if you say there is something in front of you, there is something positive in front of you, then yes, you can speak that into existence, and then you will start going in that direction, and it will be in front of you.
And you
Yeah.
know, two things I want to point out, because
Yeah.
I love that, is I always say action is magical.
Yes,
right?
it is.
When you take that action
Yes.
in that direction,
Yes.
in that darkness,
Yes.
the people and the circumstances start to come in
Yes.
to make it happen.
Yes.
And there's things in your life,
Yes.
things in my life,
Yes.
right,
Yes.
that the best Hollywood screenwriters couldn't write
No.
because that action and that energy.
That's correct.
But here's the other side of this, right?
Yes.
It's a double-edged sword. If you stop taking the action, they stop appearing,
Yes, that's true.
right?
That's true.
So
Yeah.
it is an
Yeah.
absolute double-edged sword. But I love the fact that you really talked it. It's envisioning is your first step, talking yourself
Yes.
into that. How did
It
you
is. You know, and
talk
you
yourself?
know,
What'd you say?
I
What was
talked myself into my existence.
You
I
spoke?
spoke it.
that?
I
love
spoke what I felt, who I was. I said, I am this person.
it.
I have these things. And when I spoke it into existence, here comes people that were actually in front of me who had the
Resources.
pathway and the resources for me to get there.
I see.
So I spoke that.
It just reinforces really what life is about. And that's
Yes,
what
it
it's
is.
about. So now you're in your boutique,
Yes,
right?
I'm in my
You
boutique.
got there.
Yes, I
So-
had 8 dresses in there when I
Okay.
started.
Okay. Now, what kind of boutique was it? I mean,
It
give us-
was all dresses for women, and
Okay.
I designed original pieces. And the long story with the pieces, I didn't even know. Actually, I was a hairdresser, so I never wanted to be a designer.
Okay.
I didn't know that I had that in me. So by me losing everything, this came out of me designing.
Okay, but you had the dresses. This is your 1st boutique, though, right?
This is my first boutique because I had a fashion, not actually a hair boutique before that.
Oh.
But this is my first boutique.
Okay, this is the
Fashion.
fashion boutique.
That
But
is correct.
let's go back a little bit to the
Yes.
first hairdressing,
Oh, wow.
right? Right?
Yeah,
Where did that? How
that was
did you?
me too.
No, that was huge. Was that your first business?
Yes.
Okay, so share with everyone. How did
Yeah.
you do that? How
That
did
was
you get there?
another faith factor. Working in a couple of hair salons,
Okay.
and kept saying, "I have my own. I have my own." And a long time ago, somebody had told me that your clients are your investors.
All right. I like where this is going. Talk to me.
And I said,
So
well,
break that
you know,
down.
I had to break it down because when they told me that a long time ago, I was like, your clients are your investors. So these are the ones who are feeding your business. These are the ones who's coming to support you and bless your businesses. So if these are the people that love you, these are the people that God brought for you to basically, you guys come up together. So you're doing something for them, they're doing something. So you're both basically, nobody's really trying to get over on anybody, but you're both moving and you got your resources that you need.
And you're giving value.
You're giving
You're
value.
giving
That's-
value. And
that's exactly.
I love what you said because I never heard it in that way.
Yeah.
But I speak on leadership,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So if you're leading a company, you're leading a team,
Yes.
whoever you're leading,
Mm-hmm.
that company is being kept above water
That's
because of those clients.
Those are
So
your
they are
investors.
the investors.
That is correct.
So what a great message as a leader,
Yes,
right?
yes.
To give to your people,
That is correct.
right? I love that.
Yeah, because you're giving to them and they're giving to you.
And what a great paradigm shift, right?
Yes.
That is because it puts you into what it did for me. It puts me in a
Yes.
gratitude right away,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it puts you in a gratitude.
Yes, it does.
So I love that. So
Yes.
how old were you when you opened your first?
I say I was in my 20s something.
Okay,
it was
so
very
early
young.
20s?
Yeah, I was very young. And,
Okay.
had a business at a very young age too, so I learned a lot.
Okay.
And
this was your first business?
Yes, that was my first one. And I learned one thing about it. Again, people taught me wisdom is very important. You need knowledge,
man,
but
girl,
wisdom is the key.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Wisdom
Yes.
is the key. And the
Yes.
only way to get wisdom
Yes.
is from somebody that's been there.
That's right.
So expand on that, because there's not many people that I meet that say that, and I live that. I mean, I am such a fan of that because it's real.
It is.
You know, keep theory in your pocket. Give me the real stuff.
Well, knowledge you can get.
Yes.
And wisdom is earned.
I love that.
Yes, it is.
So knowledge you can get.
Yes.
Knowledge you can pay
buy
for.
knowledge.
Right.
Yeah.
But wisdom is earned.
It's God's given. It's a gift.
I
And
love-
when it's time for you to receive it, He'll give it to you. It's like you have to go through steps. They say take the steps before the elevator. So you don't want to rush anything. Everything's in His timing.
Perfect timing.
In God's timing, yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to have it,
Right.
but you have to know you're going to get it. You have
You
to know that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of the hardest things
Yes.
as an entrepreneur.
Yes,
to-
patience.
because we want everything yesterday,
It's
right?
patience, yeah.
And there's a guy, Andy Frisella, he's got an awesome podcast, MFCEO Project, and he broke it down this way. He says, I call it aggressive patience. So
Yes.
what that means is you're doing every single thing at that moment
Yes, you are.
until you get to that next moment. Then
That's
you're
right.
doing every single thing.
That's right.
And you just don't know any other way as an entrepreneur, right? As a full-time entrepreneur.
Yeah, because everything's for you. When
Yeah.
that time comes, you don't have to worry because you've earned exactly where you have gotten. And so when it comes to you, all your resources are there for you. So you didn't have to work hard at all.
I
And
love
that's
it.
why it's not good to jump ahead. It's good to be patient and wait because your resources are coming your way. Your people are coming your way. Your building is coming your way. So everything will actually fall into place and be very easy. It's us that stress.
Right, and make no mistake, here's what she's saying, just for the people that are trying to pretend they don't understand, here's what we do. We take all the excuses out.
Yes.
Here's what she's saying. It doesn't mean that you sit on your couch and you wait for somebody to drop something on you. It means taking aggressive, massive action towards that goal, but letting everything unfold, right? Is that correct? So I don't want anybody 6 months from now saying, you told me, right? And they're on their couch. So let's be clear. I mean, you have to take that action.
You have to take that action. And God is about action. And He also we have to believe in the faith factor of that seed that He speaks about. And having that faith to believe that you're going to have these things, then you must think like it. And you must respond to it. So that's when the action comes into place.
Okay.
Sitting on the couch saying, okay, I want it, is not going to do it. Like you said.
I love it.
You have to put your action into play and say, you know what, I'm going to step out on faith. And I'm going to say, hey, guy, I have this for you. What do you think about it? And you never know where it leads.
Where that takes you.
You never know.
Where that,
A closed mouth don't get fed.
That a girl, right? And that's fact.
straight
That's
truth.
just real.
Right.
So now you had this first salon
Yes.
for 16 years.
16 years.
2010.
Yes.
What
Boom.
happened?
Everything fell. I ended up working with a young lady who had a boutique and asked me to come in. So I was like an assistant, but I had said to her, I want to see about this. I want to see, since I'm your assistant, I want to see about fashion.
Okay.
I want to see what you're doing. So I would watch her. She would school me. And so I started bringing in my little dresses. And she said, hey, I got a boutique that saw your dresses. It just started spreading. And then the boutique ended up putting my dresses in there.
Okay.
And then Bubbles ended up putting my dresses and the gas lamp in there.
And that's where you are now.
And nope. And then I moved to my own spot.
Oh.
So I had to take the stairs.
Let me, just so I'm clear.
Yeah.
What did you have was it the hair salon for 16 years?
Yes.
And then when did that leave? When did that go?
Well, the hair salon left, and that's when I started working in a boutique.
And that's 2010.
That was after 2010, yes.
Okay.
And I started watching the people I was working with who did fashion.
Okay.
It was a boutique.
Okay.
So I learned, even though I had that skill in me, I didn't even know that I had that in me until that happened. So I had to get shifted.
Oh, I see. I see.
And I was like, what's going on? I'm a hairdresser.
But let me ask you this,
yeah.
though, right?
Yeah.
Before that,
Yeah.
for a certain period of time,
Yeah.
and you tell me if I'm right,
Yeah.
were you thinking about fashion? Was it on your mind? Was it?
Yes, it was.
It was.
Yeah.
So,
but I was afraid of it.
right?
Yes.
But the universe says, you know what?
Yes.
What you think about comes about.
Yes.
So when did you hit that rock bottom?
I had to lose everything to bring that out of me because I was fear of it. I was afraid of it.
Okay, so you lost your
Yes.
salon.
Salon and everything.
Then you had to figure out how to eat,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So you were homeless.
Yes.
And then you went to the
Went
boutique.
to the boutique. I was asked to come to that boutique because they saw a fashion show that was put on. And when I went in there, I started designing because I was watching. And I said, wow, you know, I have this in me. I didn't really know. So this had came out of me being homeless that I never ever, I was afraid of it.
And that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you're still taking the action, whether
Yes.
it's in your mind or
Right.
physical.
Right.
And the greatest screenwriters can't write this
No,
stuff,
no,
right?
no.
And but what's interesting is
Yeah.
subconsciously, now consciously, you know, but
Yes.
subconsciously, that was such a fear,
Yes, it
right?
was.
Because I do hair,
Yeah.
I do makeup,
Right.
I
It's
can't
a
do this,
transition.
right? I can't do this,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That self-talk.
That's correct.
I love that. So you learned on the job.
Yes, I learned on the job, watched and learned. That's
Okay.
one good thing you have to do when you're transitioning.
Okay.
I had to humble myself.
And to be coachable.
That's right.
Right.
When you're used to having your own business, to working with someone, it's a big
Oh my
transition.
God, it's
Oh my gosh. And you have to listen and you have to humble yourself. And so I had to be humbled and watch and learn, even though I felt like, oh, but I knew what I was doing. No, you don't. You're in a whole different world.
right.
And
Right.
so I learned and took what I could take and used what I used to become O'Shea.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's where the birth of O'Shea
That
came.
is correct.
So how long?
She had a baby.
That a girl. So how long were you on the job training, if you will?
I would say it took me about a couple of months. Yeah, it was
Not
it was a tight struggle, but I had my faith, and I had the people around me kept saying, this is beautiful. This is, you need to be, you know, they were pushing me.
They saw something.
They saw something, and
Right.
they would tell me this is going to be
And how
amazing later.
how important was that at that time for you?
Very important, because my self-esteem and everything was kind of down. When you lose a business
Oh man.
and you feel like it's over, it's really not.
And when it's your first business,
Yes.
and you're in an industry that you absolutely love,
That is correct.
so it becomes your baby,
Yes,
right?
it
becomes
does.
your identity,
That is correct.
right? So,
Mhm.
and you know, I learned this a while back too. Is, you know, being an entrepreneur almost my whole adult life.
Yes.
And having my share of life boot camps, I call them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There's what people have to understand, whether you lose a relationship, whether you lose a loved one, or whether you lose a business, it's a mourning process.
Yes, it
There
is.
is a mourning process,
Yes,
and
it
if
is.
you don't allow yourself
Right.
that mourning process,
Yes.
it's gonna come back and haunt you.
Yes.
But also at the same time, there has to be a line drawn.
Yes,
I am
it
gonna
does.
mourn to here,
Yes.
then after that, it's on, baby.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Is it-
No, it's true. Like I said, if I didn't take that fall, I would not be O'Shea. I
you
would not.
it's
No.
impossible,
It's impossible. I
It-
wouldn't have never known the gift I had.
okay?
So this gift came out of by falling on one side, but the new gift came out from that.
Right.
So it pushed me into my blessing.
And here's the great thing, right? I say cool thing, because we're already past it. The cool thing about this is she was so scared inside
Yes, yes,
that the universe,
Yes.
God, life,
Yes.
whatever title you want to put on it,
Yes.
says, you know what? We gotta really push her out of the
Yeah,
nest.
that's
She,
correct.
you know, we're not, you know, they're drawing you out kicking and screaming,
Ooh,
right?
Yeah,
Right?
You're kicked out there, and
And-
I was actually pushed, and
Yes.
I said, well, if a person is pushed into their destiny, then it's gonna work,
Okay.
because you wouldn't have been pushed in it in the first place.
So
Yes.
now we're off to job training.
Yes.
Now what?
Now what? Okay.
Now what?
So I had to take steps.
Okay.
You have to take steps before you take the elevator.
Okay. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so these steps were training me, learning. You got your business now. You walked into your blessing. Now the faith factor comes in, the trust. Who are the people coming? Because you're gonna have people that come and people that don't, because they see your success. You broke through,
Yep. Yep.
and so they're like, "I'm never gonna come. I'm never gonna support." But the love in you, the faith in you, must continually stay faithful, because those people that don't like you or the people that hate you, you are going to be an example for them.
Exactly, and here's the other thing, right?
Yes.
That's so important.
Yes,
And actually, when I look back, you've
Yes.
actually lived it, whether you
Yes.
could identify it or not,
yes,
is what you put out there comes
Yes.
back.
yes, it
Right?
does.
So that's why
That is correct.
at 15 years old, you
Yes.
had people come up to you going, there's something
Yes,
in you.
that is correct.
Because you're giving it out there, right?
Right.
You're putting it
Right.
out there.
Exactly.
Again, whether at that age you can
Yeah.
identify it or
I
not,
put
it is,
that's
energy is energy.
right. Yes,
So I love that you brought that up because there's so much outside
yes,
noise,
it is.
right?
Yes,
Especially as an entrepreneur,
yes.
especially going down somewhere new,
Mm,
right?
yes, yes.
That we're considered, let's put it this way, if we're not considered crazy in a certain window of our life,
Yes.
we've done something wrong, right? We're not living all out,
Yeah, it's
honestly,
true. No, you're
honestly,
right.
because they don't know
They don't
what
know.
is in here, what's really deep down
That's correct.
in that soul. And when it scares you and excites you at the same time, they can't even fathom it. But that means you're moving in the right direction.
That is correct.
So now we're in the new boutique, right?
Yay, yes.
Okay, where
Oh, yes.
are you located?
I am now in Lemon Grove, 7951 Broadway in
Atta
Lemon
girl.
Grove. I am now there for 6 years. Yes, 6 years, and I'm truly grateful and honored to God, because the faith that I have, I would have never known what I had inside me if I did not go through the process. We all are being shaped and molded
Yes.
for greater and bigger things each
Right.
and every day. We don't even realize it, but we are. And the main thing is faith and love, and loving people and showing them the gift that you have that will benefit them and also benefit you is mainly the success process.
And here's the other thing that I want to make sure that everyone understands and highlights is when you had that low time, when you felt like, man, where do I go from here? Life always gives us choices.
Yes, it does.
You could turn around, go
Yes.
back into that fetal position and give up,
Yes, that's
right?
true.
You could have
Wow.
gave up.
Yes, I could.
Or you could have went through that mourning process,
Mhm.
learned, grew, and expanded. And I promise you this,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
As much as as sure as I'm sitting here, the level of wisdom from your first business to opening your second business was just tremendous,
Yes,
right? I mean,
you're dead on.
tremendous,
It was.
right? So it
Yes.
goes back to wisdom.
Yes, it does. Wisdom is very important to, you have to listen to God too. You don't want to just jump into something and you're not sure about it. You also must have wisdom and make sure that this is where you need to be. Is this where I'm supposed to be? And it'll happen naturally. You won't have to force yourself. Things happen for a reason to equip us and to put us right where we need to be to receive the greater things that we need. Our resources is what we need. Our resources, my resource was faith at that time, because I had nothing.
Right.
But I had faith, and I knew this was where I needed to be. Even though I was afraid of it, God knew that He had to get me there. All the little things that I went through was really strengthening me for this day.
And here's the other thing, right? So she's in this darkness.
Mhm.
She's working her way through this, trying to
Yes.
figure out how do I get around?
Yes.
What's the next turn? What's the
Yes.
next bump?
Oh my God.
But she didn't concern herself.
Right.
And you tell me if I'm accurate.
Yeah, you're right.
O'Shea did not let the how
Mhm.
stop her, right?
Yes, yes.
Because if it's big enough, you're not going to know how anyway.
You're not.
Just keep moving in
That's
faith,
correct. That's
right?
right.
Moving in
That's
faith,
right.
paying attention,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Around your surroundings,
Yes.
and it starts to unfold. I always say as humans, we're so far behind the animal kingdom
Yeah, we
because
are.
they're so in tune
Yes.
to nature
Yeah, because we're so used to physical.
and outside noise,
Yes.
right?
That's the physical.
Isn't it? Yeah, exactly. The physical.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting that we lose it when we become adults. Because
Right.
as kids, we have it.
That's right.
We have it. You know, I tell single moms all the time, their greatest, if they're a single mom and they have a little girl,
Mhm.
right? Say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old little girl,
Yes.
or girls, or even a little boy,
Yes.
and they're dating, and they're
Yes.
like, man, I gotta be careful who I bring home,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
They are the greatest GPS if you're willing
Yes, they
to
are.
listen to them.
That is correct.
Because they're so in tune.
That is
Because the outside noise doesn't affect them,
Right.
right? Oh, he's some good-looking guy. He must be a great guy.
Right.
The little girl's like, he's out.
No, he's they're
There's
telling
something.
the truth.
There's something
There's
not
something
right.
good. It's nothing right.
Right?
And another thing too,
Or
not
vice
to
versa.
be afraid of shutting yourself down.
So expand on it.
It's, you know, I was shut down and I felt like I was being prepared for something great. Don't be afraid of being by yourself and really taking the time for just you, because really, it's really giving you a lot of wisdom and direction.
And
ground it for your foundation, because you have to be strong when you're building a business, when you're starting something new. People are not gonna like that. So that's why you have to shut yourself down, get guidance, get wisdom, get more faith, because you're gonna have those challenges. And those challenges did come to me, but I had the faith to believe, say, wait a minute, I'm not here for no reason. You have to think that. I'm here for a purpose. I'm here to help. I'm here to build something great.
I love that, and again, we just kind of say it in different ways, but you know, don't expect other people to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself.
You get it.
Right?
That is
Right?
it.
And especially as an entrepreneur.
That is it.
And so loving yourself,
Yes.
and I always, your self-image dictates everything.
Yes,
right?
it is.
We can build it up,
Yes.
we can tear it down, but we cannot outperform
That's
it.
correct.
Is that
Yeah,
correct?
Yeah.
So you're in now you're in,
Yes.
right? You've been
Yes.
there 6 years.
Yes.
What did you have when you started to where you're at now?
Yes.
What have you done?
Well, I ended up selling the fashions, selling the dresses.
Okay.
I also started designing for actress Wendy Lynn, Keisha Williams, and Tyler Perry. So I was led to these people to be the celebrity designer.
Wow.
And so as I grew and others, we did Ebony. I started doing magazines. I started my own magazine. And then I went ahead and got the Media Award in Los Angeles for my magazine and designing. So now I am a celebrity designer. So it took all those brilliantly patience and, you know, having the confidence to believe I can do it to here now, which are moving now.
And what I love too is don't make no mistake.
Yeah.
It's value. She
Yes.
brought the value.
Yes, I did.
And so many people want this word, right? They're searching for this word, security,
Yes.
right? And at the end of the day, life is not, there's no major security, whether you're working for a company, a corporation, I don't care what it is, an
Yes.
entrepreneur.
Yes.
Things happen,
Yes,
right?
it does.
But you know, if you want security,
Yes.
any type of security, bring more value.
That's, oh my gosh, yes. Bring
Right?
more value.
Bring
Yes,
more value.
That's correct.
How do I
That's
bring
correct.
more value than the other person?
Right.
Or how do I bring more, if me and you focused, right, and we worked together, and
Yes.
all we did was focus on how do I bring more value to
Right.
you, how do you bring more value to me? Talk about being unstoppable, right?
Powerful.
I mean, that
It's
is
That's
powerful.
powerful. Yeah.
So from
Wow.
first business to
Yes.
losing it to homeless
Yes,
to a brand new industry
within a year and a half.
to now being in the celebrity spotlight.
Yes, that is correct.
So I'm going to ask you a question, and I know
Yes.
the answer because I can already tell we're here, right?
Yeah.
People want to know what the definition of happiness is, what the definition of success is, and here's what I believe, and you tell me your thoughts. I believe they're hand in hand.
Yes,
They
they are.
walk hand in hand. I believe they should be married together.
Yes.
But what's the definition? The definition of happiness for me is fulfillment. The definition of success is living life on your terms.
That is correct.
Is that-
I agree with you 100%.
Okay.
Number one, confidence.
Okay.
You have to have confidence
Self-image,
in yourself. That's
right.
self-image.
Okay.
And faith.
Okay.
You have to believe that you have the confidence to make it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And number three, speak it into existence.
Your self-talk. Man,
Yes.
we are so on the same
Yes, we
page.
are. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, and I'll even tell you why.
Yes.
I have and I say I always tell people, look, anybody in the personal development, self-help world tells you they invented anything new,
Yes.
run, don't look
Yes.
back, because this all goes back to antiquity. This
Yes.
goes back to the beginning of time.
Yes.
I just happen to have some great mentors in my life that
Yes.
helped me over the last 17 years. These are just things that I share that they shared with me.
Right.
So I call it the bully buster.
Right.
Because we want to beat that bully, right?
Right.
So the first step in this is identifying your goal. Does it
Yes.
scare you and excite you at the same
Yeah, that's
time?
true.
Next step is your why.
Yeah.
Is it
that's
big
true.
enough? Is it
Right.
bigger than you?
Right.
What's the action that you're taking?
Yes,
Is it getting you
that's
closer or
right.
farther away?
Wow.
Then the game changer,
The game changer. Yes.
which is
Yes.
what is your self-talk?
What is your self-talk? Where is it where you want to be?
Right.
Where is it? What is it that you want to do?
What do you want?
What do you really want out of life?
I love
And
it.
is it helping somebody else?
Value.
It's the
Are
value.
you bringing enough value? And if you're not winning,
Right.
then figure out how you bring more value.
Yes.
Right? That
what it
is such the key.
What are you going to do for somebody else? Is this going to help somebody else?
Yes.
Or is it not?
Yes.
So we want to bring good value.
Yes.
To where it'll help a child or help a woman or help a man, where he can be able to bless somebody else.
Yeah, or help a group,
That's
right? It doesn't matter. So Terry Williamson, she's what an awesome girl. You want to connect with her. She's out in Arizona, single mom, killing it. Went through her own obstacles, but she was I guess she used to be at university in Baltimore and La Mesa.
Wow, check that out.
Yes.
Beautiful.
There you go.
I'm beautiful.
Melody, love her. She's
Yes.
awesome energy. She said, "What a doll."
Oh, bless you.
So they're loving you. You're killing it, girl.
Oh, you're amazing.
Melody loves her. Steps up and trust are the keys, right?
Yes,
Step
it is.
up
Step
and
up.
trust.
That's correct. And you can do it. You can accomplish all things. Through Jesus Christ, you can accomplish anything. And remember that you gotta always have that faith to believe that you can do it.
Yes.
And that's the whole thing. Each one of us have a goal, and dreams are not easy to get, but they are there for you to achieve.
Right.
And you will achieve them.
And I always say it's simple, not always easy.
It's not.
And so, before we jump off, is there anything that I didn't touch on that you want to share?
Oh, this is awesome.
Okay.
I'm now with a VIP group.
Okay.
And Barbara Ham, as you know,
Okay.
she's on my group. And when I'm through Ray Vanelli, he put this team together. So we have entertainment, and I'm the celebrity designer for the shows that are going to be. Our next show will be in Beverly Hills coming up in October. We also are going to the pre-Oscars, Jarvie Hutcherson and actress Wendy Lynn. I started my own little TV show in my shop.
Wow.
So these are little things in the magazine. So I'm just really allowing God to do what He's doing and trusting God and just saying to all those who have your dreams, you are going to make it and you are going to have your businesses. You will be successful.
I love
And
it.
trust God and you will be successful. Don't let nobody tell you you cannot make it. You will.
Right. And if you are, surround yourself with those people.
That's right. Positive. Positive people. People are going in the same direction that you are.
Right.
And not to be afraid of it. If you're by yourself, no problem. It's for a season. Because you're building yourself, you're actually getting stronger. So when you get this team, you'll be able to handle it.
And I love that you use the word season, because what you're doing is just setting that seed.
That's
you're
correct.
setting that
You're
seed,
planting them.
and then water that seed.
You gotta water it.
that seed,
That's
right?
correct.
Water
That's
that
right.
seed, and all of a sudden,
That's right.
it starts to. But when
It
you stop
blooms.
watering it,
Yes, it dies.
it dies.
So continue to keep watering it. Continue to keep speaking faith and having the faith to believe. Continue to speak positive things, and you will see fruit grow. You will have flock.
I love it. I
You
love
will
it.
have flock.
So where
and don't look at the money.
That a girl. All right.
That's number one.
Okay. So
Don't look at the money, because sometimes, we get caught up in, I don't have any money to do this, but the blessings are right in front of you. God likes to use the gifts that He already given you, and sometimes it doesn't take money to do that.
Okay.
It's in you already.
And do you agree that money will follow?
Yes, that is correct.
The money will follow when you find that in you. The money will follow.
That's
but what happens? It all comes back to her foundation,
Yes,
your
it
belief,
does. Yes, it
right?
does.
Your
That's
belief,
belief, yes,
right? I mean,
Yes.
so that's key.
yes.
Where can they find you on social media, on the
Hey,
website?
guys, yes,
Oh.
I'm at www.o'sheafashion.com. That's my website.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook as Shebra Dorsey, and that's Chebra, and my last name is Dorsey. And then we have Instagram, O'Shea Fashion. Please get on there and let's
We'll
be
connect.
friends and we'll connect. I just want to say another thing. You are awesome.
Thank you.
I want to say he is amazing, because the feeding you were giving me is so powerful. And this wonderful TV show is definitely around the world. It's just awesome. I truly am honored to have this wonderful speech and let everyone know that you guys are positive. He's positive. I love it. And we're going to make it, you guys.
Man, that a girl. I
This is
love
it.
it. I love it.
This is the show.
So I don't know if you're familiar. We're going to do the Monster Motivator
Oh, yeah.
War, right? You ready?
I seen it out, yeah.
So before we do that, as you guys know, Monster Motivator TV, live stream TV show coming to you, highlighting business owners, entrepreneurs, nonprofits making a difference in their community. If you know anybody in the Southern California area, let them reach out. Let us highlight them, share their story, bring that value to everyone else out there, just like we did today. So, as always, never stop. Keep making it happen. We are real, we are raw, and we are live. coming to you, baby, Monster Motivator style.
Ah! Love it.
I love
Love
it.
you guys. Peace.